Welcome to the beautiful North Cascades National Park. If you're new here, please like and subscribe to this video for more hiking and travel content. In this video, we're going to go over my 3-night, 4-day itinerary where we went to a couple epic hikes along with some scenic stops and things you can do along the way. For me, this journey is about 6 hours. It's one of the most remote parks, which also makes it one of the least visited national parks in the whole of the US. But that is definitely not because of its beauty. This is an absolutely stunning park. So on day one, what we did was we first stopped by the visitor center. This is a great place to get information on trail conditions. There's an information booth where you can ask about the trails. There's also a video you can watch and you can learn about the area. And of course the gift shop. It is my favorite stop of any national park. And then on our way to our campsite, we also stopped by Gorge Lake. This makes a really good stop if you just need to stretch your legs after a long drive. There are restrooms here. And then there's 2 waterfalls that you can go see. They're across the way from the parking lot. So there's a crosswalk that you cross over to see these 2 waterfalls, and then behind the parking lot is where you'll find Gorge Lake. There's a bunch of information placards. This whole area has a strong hydroelectricity history, which is really interesting. And then we camped at Colonial Creek. We got site number 79 with great water views. On our first full day, we decided to do Cascade Pass Sahale Arm. This is a hard hike. It's up to about 4,000 elevation gain, depending on how far you go up the arm, if you're going to go to the camp or not go to the camp. We turned around at the arm, put us about 3,500 elevation gain and just over 11 miles. This hike is great if you love wildlife, and it is 360 views all the way around. The road to get here can be a little rough. There's some washboard sections, but most cars should be able to make it. You just take your time. It is a one-way, so just go slow. And then after an epic day of hiking, we decided to do sightseeing for our next full day. So on day 2, we went to the town of New Halem and explored around a bit. And we found this trail of the cedars. The water here was gorgeous, and the hike was about a mile, and it really reminded me of being in Olympic National Park. It had the same kind of vibes, which they're both Washington, so that makes sense. And then we went over to Ladder Creek Falls. If you are really interested in the hydroelectricity aspect, this particular hike offers a lot in the way of information about how the hydroelectricity gets from the dams and sends it to Seattle. And then there's also a waterfall here, which is really fun. It's like a half mile, pretty easy. There are some stairs, but it's a nice stop, absolutely gorgeous. And at night, they actually light up the waterfall. So if you're here in the evening, that's a fun activity. And this is a very family-friendly stop to go. And then the must-do, every time I've come here to the North Cascades National Park, I've gone to the Diablo Lake overlook. This is a must-do for me, and no matter how many times I've seen this overlook, it still takes my breath away. These photos and videos just do not do this place justice. The water is so stunningly blue, and you're surrounded by these beautiful snow-capped mountains. It is insanely beautiful. There are also restrooms at this stop. It does get busy and it does get windy in the afternoon. And then the next place we went was Rainy Lake. This is also the trailhead if you want to do the Maple Pass loop, which I've done before, and I've seen Rainy Lake from up above, but coming down to the bottom, it was a nice, easy hike. It was lovely. And then I love to stop at the Washington Pass overlook. You feel like you get that same feeling of being surrounded by the mountains and in the mountains without having to do all of the hiking. So this is a really great stop. There's a picnic area. You can park your RV here. There's restrooms. So if you're just traveling through, this makes a great stop. If you're not into hiking and you just want to be in the mountains, this is also a wonderful place to take a look. And then in the morning on our last day, we woke up and the water on Diablo Lake was just glass. So we decided to take out our paddle boards and we went paddle boarding in the morning. This is about 8 o'clock in the morning and the water was just absolutely perfect. The water here is a lot calmer in the morning, and then as the day goes on, it gets choppier and choppier. So the water is a perfect time, or the morning is a perfect time to paddleboard at Diablo Lake. And then on our way out of town, we did one more hike. We decided to do Blue Lake. I've done this hike every time I've gone to North Cascades National Park. I love this hike. It's a moderate hike. It's about 900 elevation gain and just under 5 miles. Sometimes I do this little tarn loop that you're seeing here. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. It had more water in it this time than it usually does, so I'm glad that I stopped by here. I really liked seeing the reflection of the mountains and the trees in the tarn. One thing I will say about Blue Lake is please bring your bug spray. There are so many bugs here. It is essential. So if you're coming here, especially in the summertime, bug spray is very necessary. And then we went down to the water. A lot of people swim here. The water is really, really cold. It is glacier water, but a lot of people do swim. And then just sightseeing out of your car window is insane. These videos just do not do it justice. You are surrounded 360 with these giant mountains on your drive through the North Cascades, one of my favorite drives. And then we stopped by the cute little town of Winthrop. I'm including that here because I love this cute little town. The town voted to make it look like its historical roots. It's super fun. They have a great bookstore here. There's food. There's cell service. Highly recommend this. I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more travel and hiking content. And I hope you make it to the North Cascades and have a wonderful trip. See you next time.